sports.
Now from the Ford Sports Desk, KOMU 8 Sports.
17 Major League Baseball season, and the playoff picture is starting to look clear by the day, but that could truly change with some wild cards factoring into the races later this month. Both could actually come in Missouri with the Royals and the Cardinals looking to make up ground beyond 500 territory yesterday. Kansas City would need a strong pitching effort after Danny Duffy landed on the 10-day DL with a left elbow injury, his second stint this year. And Jason Hammel's up right here. He's on the mound right now, playing next man up. He was smooth through start. 6 up, 6 down, and through 2 he covers first base, beating out Carlos Santana. Game scoreless after 2 innings. To the 4th, the Royals seeking some run support for Hammel. Bases loaded for Alcides Escobar, but bloops, it's a can of corn, and the game is still scoreless. Jason Hammel still keeping the strong start going in the bottom of the 4th. Gets Jose Ramirez to pop it up, and Hammel will tie his career high with 4 perfect innings as Melky Cabrera fields this one cleanly in the outfield. Next man up in the bottom of the 5th, Lorenzo Cain drives it to center, but rookie Bradley Zimmer limits the damage. What a reach right there, and the catch still keeps the game scoreless. Lorenzo Cain on the Royals, cannot believe it, and you can see that catch in extension right there. Big play there from Zimmer. That wasn't the only thing that he would do. He comes up here at the bottom of the 5th, and what do you know? He breaks up the no-hitter with right past Alcides Escobar and gets the Indians with a runner on the board. So Jason Hammel would look to regain his groove, and the next batter, Roberto Perez, he has other plans. He just goes deep, and it's his second home run of the week. Cleveland breaks the shutout as well as a no-hitter in that inning, and Kansas City drops the game. The 5th of the last 6 against the Indians and the Tribe wins 4-0. Let's move to the Gateway City. St. Louis inducting new Cardinal Hall of Fame members Mark McGwire, Tim McCarver, and Pat Martin. The Redbird Bats were struggling a little bit earlier on in this one. No hits through the first time in the order, but in the 4th inning, Randall Grichuk goes for extra bases, sliding into a triple after a misplayed ball in the outfield. Up next, Yadier Molina grounds out, and the Cardinals fail to score in the 4th inning. But lucky for them, the opportunities kept coming. Down 3-1, Molina pops up in the 6th. Corey Dickerson loses the ball in the outfield. It drops. Paul DeYoung is going to score easily from third base. Molina's got a double there as well. Cardinals move back within 1. Bottom of the 8th, here's Colton Wong with the bases loaded. Gets a line drive single, and Yadier Molina is going to score. Bases are still loaded, 4-4. And that's how they would go into the 9th. Tommy Pham with a walk-off blast. His 17th home run of the year, and it's his first walk-off hit. The 4th walk-off win of the year for the St. Louis Cardinals. They move back above 500, and 3 walk-off wins against the Rays since 2008. Checking in on the first-place clubs at the NL Central. Phillies hope to play spoiler, and it starts with a Rhys Hoskins home run. The rookie takes Kyle Hendricks deep. Becomes the fastest player to 10 home runs in MLB history. Only 17 games to do it. Pretty impressive. Top of the 3rd, down 2-1. The slugfest continues. Anthony Rizzo, no doubter to center. His 29th round tripper. This one puts the Cubs ahead 4-2. And how does he follow that up? Well, later on with another home run in the 5th inning. The Cubs did not look back after an early deficit. Chicago wins 17-2, and the Cardinals are 4.5 games back of the division lead. Moving away from the diamond, Mizzou basketball had quite an impressive stretch of recruiting since the end of last season, but they may not be quite done. Torrance Watson, a 4-star shooting guard out of St. Louis, committed to Ohio State back in July, and he was highly coveted by Mizzou prior to then. On Saturday, Watson announced on Twitter he was reopening his recruitment, citing personal reasons and saying possibly looking to play for teams closer at home. Mizzou and St. Louis University both made Watson's final 8 before he committed to Ohio State. And looking ahead, Mizzou soccer finishes up a 2-game road trip with Nebraska later today. Now the Tigers are coming off of a scoreless tie against Oregon State after opening the season with back-to-back wins against Illinois and Iowa State. The Tigers have held opponents to 1 goal over 3 games so far. Mizzou's next home matchup comes Friday against Southern California. The Tigers' first conference game against Georgia is September 15th.